Hey guys, everyone's talking about Luke Rockhold and Romero, the fight at UFC 221 on Saturday night. It was a great fight. Luke, in my opinion, my humble opinion, because I'm nobody but a fan, but Luke Rockhold is definitely the better MMA guy, and I liked what Chael Sonnen said that perhaps the Cuban is just the better athlete, and I don't even know if I agree with that, but I think Luke Rockhold is definitely the better MMA guy. The thing that bothers me, and the thing that I'm surprised that no one's talking about, and that's why I decided to do my first video on MMA, is that the basic premise of boxing, the basic premise of stand-up fighting, is that you never step backwards. Step backwards when your opponent is coming forward. No one is speaking about this. I boxed for many years, and I mean, I don't know, in the first 6 months, they're teaching you, if your opponent comes directly at you, to turn to the side, You constantly pivot. You constantly pivot on your front foot. So that's the problem that I see. Again, you can call me a casual fan, but I think I'm more than a casual fan. I think I understand the stand-up, because stand-up in MMA just isn't that great, generally speaking. So there's a few guys that understand the premise. But there's no pivoting. When Michael Bisping knocked out Luke Rockhold, it was the same exact issue. Luke went straight back. He went straight back, and not only did he go straight back, but he didn't keep his hands covered. He wasn't in any kind of shell to protect himself. So what happened was Michael Bisping simply went forward and threw the punches, and he caught him. If you look at it, yes, it's in two different parts, right? In the Michael Bisping fight, Luke stepped back in the middle of the ring and got caught. In this case, with Romero, the Cuban, what he does was he steps back, and he steps back into the cage. Now he has nowhere to go, so his chin is going to be right there. It's the exact same move. It happened twice. What Luke needs to do is, everything else he's doing is perfect. I'm a huge fan of Luke Rockhold. I mean, I just think that the guy is a terrific MMA fighter, and no doubt in my mind that he should be champion. But he's missing one thing, and apparently his opponents are figuring out what that one thing is that when he's under pressure in a stand-up battle, he backs straight up and he doesn't protect. So what does he need to do? Not walk straight back, but pivot to his left or his right, and that's where he can use his grappling and his jiu-jitsu, but he needs to pivot. He should never be stepping back like this. Seriously, it's the first thing they teach you in amateur boxing, in your first year. Once you have a couple of fights, a couple of sparring sessions, is don't back up. So again, I'm all for Luke Rockhold. I don't care what other people say. Oh, he's finished. He's not finished. That guy's going to be a champion if he fixes that little thing. It's a small hole, but it's something that can be helped with sparring and drills. There's drills to help with that. So again, that's my analysis of Luke Rockhold versus Romero. That was UFC 221 Saturday night. Luke, I wish you well. I think you're in South Florida sometime training. I would love to help you out. I would do it for free. But again, I'm just a casual fan. I've done a little bit of amateur coaching. I don't know what's going on, but you know who you need to hire? Matt Pena, who was also Robbie Lawler's striking coach for many years. That's who I got some of this knowledge from that I'm sharing with you. Look up Matt Pena as a boxing coach, again, who used to be Robbie Lawler's coach, his striking coach. Bring that guy into camp, and he'll fix that problem, and you, Luke, will be middleweight champion of the world in the UFC. God bless.